All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the dry fire application for your speed reload drill. So for this one, in terms of weapon manipulation, this is one thing besides your draw stroke that you will want to master, because it is one of the things that you are most likely to do in a serious gunfight, is having to actually reload your handgun during critical stress, right? Statistically, it's not that likely, but should you ever come to the situation where this is your weapon state and you have still more bad guys to kill, you're going to be really glad that you can do this. So we're going to look at the progression as well, and how to make this drill a little bit harder for those of you that have already mastered this with the two-handed speed reload. First, just for the setup for the dry fire, really what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an empty gun, no rounds, no dummy rounds in the magazine, and then we have at least one dummy round in our speed reload mag. So for this drill, just like the live fire, what we're going to do is we're going to start off the shot clock, and then we're going to go. I have a 1 second par time, and that is the time that I'm currently trying to get every good sight picture click underneath of that 1 second par time. So then I'm going to have that click, which whenever we have that, and we actually have we're going to treat it like a type 1 malfunction, which is a failure to fire. Tap the bottom magazine, power stroke, and that is going to give us a empty gun. All right, so from here, now the impulse is going to be doing the speed reload. So same thing, I'm going to break my grip, drop the magazine, resource my secondary magazine, fast to the gun, slow it down, one sure input, and then I'm going to come over the top or use the slide release right here, send that forward, and then acquire another sight picture and press the trigger again, and that concludes the drill. So for the setup, I'm going to make sure I have empty gun, one dummy round in my magazine, and my shot clock is set with a 1 second par. So I will set that up really quick. And 1, 2. All right, it is now set, and on the clock, I'm going to run this drill really quick. All right, and that concludes that drill. I know because I heard the beep at the 1 second marks that my click went just underneath of that, so somewhere in the 0.9 something threshold, but that is my personal check. Whatever your par time is for your standard one shot from the draw stroke should be what you're trying to get that under with seeing that good sight picture, and then just working through that process. All right, and then I'm going to set that up again. Now, if that is old news to you and you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, then what I would encourage you to do is work from unique positions around cover and concealment. Also, you incorporate movement, because if you do not have cover, tactically you want to be moving while you're doing this drill as fast as possible. You never want to stay static without firing and delivering rounds towards the adversary. So you can absolutely add movement. I would encourage that. Also, single hand reload. So it could look something like this, where again, off the buzzer, come up, click, tap, rack. Again, I have empty. I'm going to drop that magazine. Now I have a couple of different choices. I can I can pinch it between my legs, or B, I can stick it back in my holster, or C, I can have it tucked between my arm here. So for whatever reason, if my support side hand is not available, I'm going to have to grab that magazine, that fresh ammunition source, put it back in my gun, and then get it back into battery and finish out the drill. So 3 different options to stage your gun for that speed reload from one hand. Also encourage you guys, whenever that gets old, focus on as much or all of the drill if you prefer to. Again, off the shot clock with non-dominant side draw stroke. And here's where you might run into some difficulties, but there's some workarounds. So can you actually grab your handgun and get a good grip out of the gate? From this particular holster configuration, no, I cannot. So if I can't get a good grip with my support side hand, now we're looking at a couple of different alternatives. Again, I could turn it around in my holster and then grab a good grip, or I can bring it up, turn it, pinch, roll, grab a good grip, and then engage that target. Or if I can't do it there, I can also pinch it between my knees and then get a good grip and come up on target. So Same 3 holding positions. Use your holster between the legs or under your wing if this is still able to pinch something, most likely. If your hand is non-functional, you can still pin something for a limited amount of time. So there's another alternative for you on grabbing that magazine. Oh, sorry, grabbing that handgun. So let's go ahead and run it again. Non-dominant side draw, pinch from the legs, come up, click, tap, rack, empty, speed reload. Again, pinch, fresh ammunition source, charge that weapon, and click. And this is a great one to run dry until you get the hang of it. Make sure that you're incorporating safe handling of your firearm throughout. And then whenever you are confident with that, move on to the live fire. Again, working single hand malfunction clearance and speed reload into the works. Kind of change that up and increase your proficiency. Guys, this is the speed reload drill. Stand ready. Always be prepared. Let me know how that works for you guys.